everyone. Chapter 14 talks about Abram rescues Lot. It says, in the days of Abram, king of Shinar, Arioch, king of Elasar, Chedorlaomer, king of Elam, which is Iran today, and Tidal, king of Goim, these kings made war with Bera, king of Sodom, Sodom being, of course, the homosexual city that God destroyed, Bersha, king of Gomorrah, also the homosexual city that God also destroyed, Shinab, king of Admah, Shemamber, king of Zedum, and king of Bela, that is Zor, and all these joined forces in the valley of Siddim, that is the Salt Sea of today, or of course the Dead Sea. It says 12 years they had served Chelamor, but in the 13th year they rebelled. In the 14th year, Chelamor and the kings who were with him came and defeated the Rephaim in Ashtartark Karnum, the Zuzim in Helm, and Ammon in Shabba Karum. This is all happening in Israel, and the Horites in their hill country of Seir, as far as El Paran on the border of the wilderness. That would be on the border of Jordan today. Then they turned back and came to En Mishpat, that is Kadesh, and defeated all the country of the Amalekites, who were the pagan Satanists, the Canaanites, and also the Amorites who were dwelling in Hazamah Tamar. Amorites is also the Satanists, the paganites of Canaan. Then the king of Sodom, the king of Gomorrah, the king of Admah, the king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, that is Zor, went out and they joined battle in the valley of Siddim with Chelamor, king of Elam, like I said, that's of Iran, Tidal, king of Goim, Aphrael, king of Shinar, and Arioch, king of Elasar, 4 kings against 5. Now the valley of Siddim was full of I'm trying to say this word right, bitumen pits, and as the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled, some fell to them, and the rest fled to the hill country. So the enemy took all the possessions of Sodom and Gomorrah and all their provisions, and went their way. They also took Lot, the son of Abram's brother, who was dwelling in Sodom, and his possessions, and went their way. Then one who had escaped came and told Abram the Hebrew, who was living by the oaks of Mamre, the Amorite, brother of Eshcol and of Anor. These were allies of Abram. When Abram when Abram heard that his kinsmen had been taken captive, he led forth his trained men, born in his house, 318 of them, and went in pursuit as far as Dan, and he divided his forces against them by night. He and his servants and defeated them, and pursued them to Haba, north of Damascus, which is Syria today. Then he brought back all the possessions, and also brought back his kinsman Lot with his possessions, and the women and the people. Abram blessed by Melchizedek. It says, after his return from the defeat of the Chelamorah and the kings who were with him, the king of Sodom went out to meet him at the valley of Shaveh, that is the king's valley, which is in Israel today. And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought out bread and wine. He was priest of God Most High, that's of course Jesus Christ. And he blessed him and said, Blessed be Abram by God Most High, by Christ, possessor of heaven and earth, and blessed be God Most High, who has delivered your enemies into your hand. And Abram gave him a tenth of everything, and the king of Sodom said to Abram, Give me the persons, but take the goods for yourself. But Abram said to the king of Sodom, I have lifted my hand to the Lord God Most High, who is of course Christ, possessor of heaven and of earth, that I would not take a thread or a sandal strap or anything that is yours, lest you should say, I have made Abram rich. I would take nothing but what the young men have eaten, and the share of the men who went with me. Let Aner, Eshcol, and Mamre take their share. So of course, what pretty much happens is, it has a map right here. It says the battle at the valley of Siddim, 2085 to 1920 BC. It's a long battle. It says when 5 Canaanite cities rebelled against their 4 Mesopotamian or Iraqi overlords or kings, the 4 kings led a campaign to reassert their control over the region. The campaign culminated in a battle in the Siddim Valley, and Abram's nephew Lot, who was living in Sodom, was captured and carried off. When Abram was informed of Lot's capture, he and his men pursued the 4 kings of Dan, to Dan, where they recaptured Lot and chased forces as far as Haba, north of Damascus, which is in Syria today. And I have a map here. It says you have the Mediterranean Sea, you have the Sea of Galilee, the Jordan River, the Dead Sea. Basically, this all takes place in Canaan, in Canaan, which is of course Israel today. You have Philistia, which is of course the Gaza Strip today. So basically, you have all these cities. And I'll name them real quick. I've got plenty of time. Damascus, which is in Syria, Dan, Hazar, Akko. You have Astarwarf. You have Zizim, Ham, Megiddo. Supposedly that's where Armageddon will be fought at. Dothan, Shechem, Succoth, the Jabbok River, which is in Jordan today, Jericho, Jerusalem, Bethel, Salem, Bethlehem, Monrave, Hebron, Eged, Joppa, Timnah, Gezer, Adullam, Geger, Ashkelon, Beersheba, the Neagil, which is southern Israel, the Siddim Valley, the Amorites, the Hazar Tamar, Kadesh, Amalekites, Seir, El Paran, Horites, Seir, Basra, Zebulun, Admah, Zora, Gomorrah, Sodom. That's all over on the Jordan side of the Dead Sea. Emim, Kirathim. I'm trying to get all these cities right, so you can know what I'm talking about. So basically, this is what this mount looked like. I'll show you in a minute. Anyway, you had the attack route of the four kings, which came out from the north, and they went all the way down into Israel. The return route of the four kings that went back. Abram's pursuit of the four kings, then the allied rebel city. And they clashed the forces. So anyway, this is what it all looked like. If you can see this, basically it takes place in what is Israel today. See, it takes place from basically Damascus, Syria, all the way down close to the Israel-Egyptian border today. So these clashes, or these battles, wars took place at, and that's what it looked like. That's what it all looked like. You can see all that. That's where the wars took place, basically from Damascus, Syria, all the way down to where the Israel-Egypt border is today. So, it's a big battle, pretty much. And it was from 2085 to 1920 BC. So that's a long time for these battles to take place. It's just amazing. Anyway, this is chapter 14. Chapter 15 is next. It's called God's Covenant with Abram. So I will be right back with chapter 15.